What's going on, gamers? We got a custom topic here I kind of want to cover. Basically, talking about the way trends have changed when it comes to comparisons and just topics in general in the gaming world. And I put my background to a darker tone and also on YouTube because I heard you guys talking about that. So, yeah, we went ahead and did that. But this is going to be more about how the Xbox topic versus PlayStation and the Xbox comparisons. So I enjoy all comparisons, and I still like to see the difference of the PS5 Pro and Series X. You know what I mean? But the topics of the comparison of Xbox versus PlayStation, and the graphics comparisons has completely fell off a cliff. And PC and PS5 Pro, PSSR 2 and DLSS and FSR have completely taken over the scene. If you guys have been paying attention. Like, the Cyberpunk drama literally proves that massively. The PSSR 2 launch drama proves that massively. If you have been paying attention lately, it gets very interesting. You could just type anything on Twitter like PS5 Pro versus PC or whatever, or, PS5 Pro, PC, and you're going to see, of course, that water drama with Cyberpunk yesterday. And then if you go to like pages like Digital Foundry, they said the same thing, right? Where it's like, we're not getting the views and feed we want when we do Xbox content. We're not even giving codes. And then, like, if you go to L's page lately, instead of doing the Xbox Series X versus PS5 Pro, it's PS5 versus PS5 Pro jump, because that's where the market is at. Or you even see some Nintendo Switch highlights, because that's a different technology pull too, and has a handheld aspect, though they sometimes do that separately. But the point is that it seems like lately, ever since PSSR 2 came out, and just in general, the Xbox coverage of things has tanked down big time. And you still got like the heavy Xbox content creators, kudos to them. Good luck to y'all. Still covering things because they want to, hang on to Helix. So I look at that no different than kind of like a ROG Ally situation, because it's not really going to be a next-gen console launch going on the market to compete with MBDs. You're not going to be doing sales every month. You're not going to be doing Famitsu over in Japan. You're not going to be doing Christopher Dring, results. They're not going to cover like it's going on the market to be sold at millions and millions to try to sell out and then keep stocking it to compete to try to at least sell 20, 30, 40, 30, 40, 50 million. Like, no, it's not going to do that. So I think that when it comes to coverage too, a lot of content creators are feeling like covering Xbox is just detrimental and it doesn't help unless you have that foundation already, or you're getting promoted and, advertised, or, sponsored or something like that. A lot of people have been admitting that. It just seems that the PSSR 2 insecure PC fanboy topic has just went haywire. And then, you got some console warriors. You could say that as well, too. But there's the PC warring as well, too. Keyboard warriors. You could say both the same thing, where it's like you could be on PC and you can be on PlayStation, and you don't have to literally be like that, and you can still enjoy it. But there's some people, man, they've been unhinged lately. And it's like, we saw that with that Cyberpunk drama. It got pretty much out of control. Peter here has a comment here that I just ran into, and I'm telling you, there's a lot on Twitter you can search for, where he's like, this new obsession with comparing console to PC is so darn stupid. Now, here's my thing. I do not think that's stupid. No, because the reason why it isn't is because you get to see how the gap is closing compared to what it used to be before. You get to see console price point value performance versus PC price point value performance, irrespective of what you want to represent. If you're a PlayStation guy, if you're a Nintendo guy, if you're an Xbox guy, or if you're a PC Steam guy, doesn't matter. I'm saying, look at this piece of hardware and look at the optimization on here with the fixed specifications, and look at its upscaler, and look at how much it costs, and then let's go on PC and equal that. And then you're just like, yeah, man, that's absolutely impressive. So we can move our bias to aside and be honest. I even still like seeing where PS5 Pro is now with PSSR 2 versus the Xbox Series X. Because before, there was people dogging it out. I was criticizing the Pro before when it first came out because we were saying pisser, right? Because it just was having issues, right? We're not fake over here. We don't do that. But now that it has made a significant leap, it's nice to still see that. But we get to see it on certain games. Like we saw when Crimson Desert came out. Series X getting smoked. Cyberpunk getting smoked, right? All those PSSR 2 enhancements, when you start to look at it, like Resident Evil Requiem, are getting smoked. You know what I mean? And this is not console war. No, this is more about like, because of what was said before, and now when we see the difference, I still think it is still important to compare Xbox. But if it's tanking people's views and they're not getting results, that's their free will of choice. I still like to see it. That's why I like L's page, because sometimes he'll still do that. So you'll get to see that difference. And that's why people need to support those videos, because it's like, if you still want to see Xbox comparisons, you need to be the guy that's in there watching the video 2 times probably with your community. You know what I mean? It's like, but if not, then if people are not getting their results and they got to make money in this ridiculous vampire world that is just making everything ridiculous, and garbage politicians and all this other stuff going on in the world, then it's like, you know, not just them, but people behind them. You know what I mean? It's like, and they need that to pay the rent or whatever. Hey, I'm just saying, yeah, man, prices are ridiculous now. You gotta be kind of careful by not supporting certain videos, because if you're not appearing there and they're not getting the results, then what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I don't like the Xbox content, I can support it. Well, ask them why. You see what I mean? It's like, it's not their fault if they're doing it and it wasn't getting supported. So that's the type of thing that I'm saying that we're seeing today. So continuing on, he says, consoles have always been the cheaper option in terms of pound to performance. Not cutting edge, like cutting edge technology, which you don't need, because dev kits were never based around that, but a good balance of price to preference with the allure of plug and play. Yeah, I like Peter's post. I'm just saying why I think this is important now, because it's now more important than ever, and everybody knows that. That's why it's kind of happening. PC is an entirely different product, serving variable needs, and can be cutting edge, vastly better than console with the right level of investment. But that's not what I'm talking about here. We're talking about price point, value, performance, and being able to perform on a level of certain things that will cost you 2 to 3 times the price because of the market. Not because PC is not capable of doing that. It's because PC has been put into this position, just like PlayStation and Xbox have been put into that position to have to be this type of price to a certain extent because of these markets, and because they don't want to subsidize. Like the Steam machine is getting put in that situation. So console warriors and PC warriors arguing out of insecurity is the most childish thing. If that's what they're doing, I can see how he can see that as being childish. But if you're not coming to be an insecure fanboy, then that's not childish, because you're coming in to be intellectually mature about it and just emotionally mature about the situation, and giving people facts and saying, here, man, look at these specifications. Oh, he just throws up the video. You know what I mean? Digital Foundry covers things. And it's like, shoot, here's the difference. You know what I mean? They're not sitting there calling people names or none of that stuff. That's not insecure, and that's not console or PC warrior. That's doing professional analysis and seeing the comparisons and the differences and the price point value difference as well, depending on the market. The PC market is screwed over the most because every part you want to use has been completely hijacked and manipulated, like a damn cartel market, right? You got like the RAM cartel market, the GPU cartel market, the AI manipulation. You want to say AI cartel market if you want to say that, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, it's gotten ridiculous. The SSD market, the NAND, all of that. So he's saying live and let live. There's no right or wrong way to game. Yeah, you can play the game however you want. You know what I mean? Just like if you make a video, you can kind of say whatever you want. If you want to do that to a certain extent, there's rules. So down here, we got Vasito from Japan saying, when PS5 Pro announced their price increase to $900, PC gamers start to insult console gamers harder, saying that console gamers are basically stupid and better by PC. Then he says, let's be honest. Today, a $900 PC can't beat PS5 Pro performance. Everything is expensive. And that is a correct statement. It's more about $900 for a console does not seem adequate, because when you think about a console, you're like, I'm thinking about entry point. Or if I'm getting a mid-gen, man, maybe $600-700, right? Man, remember the PS4 Pro at $399? Man, that was the launch price of the PS4, man. That was crazy. Imagine a Pro right now being $500 or at least $600, you know what I mean? And it's like, eventually, yeah, but if they got that PS6S, forget about it, take it off the market. But like he's saying, though, even if you still want to say that about PC, not only do you still have to pay out of the behind, because Digital Foundry said probably about $1,500, you're not getting their exclusives. And you're not getting the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives. Before, you were getting Sony's games. And people were thinking, oh, the Xbox Helix about to get on this and have the mentality, this is going to be an Xbox console, and I'm going to be getting all those games, and I'm going to play them on higher settings. And it's like, do you know how small that base is going to be? Because everybody on PCs already could do that. It's going to be a very low percentage of the gaming community, very low, that's going to get a Xbox Helix or the OEM PC hybrid with Xbox backwards compatibility features. Which, hey, kudos to you if you want to get that. I'm not telling nobody what they should do with their own money. But basically what I'm saying is that that market is going to be very niche. It'll be even more niche than the Steam Deck. I don't even know if this thing's gonna sell a couple million. You know what I mean? And if it does, that's not bad or anything, but it's just gonna be priced way out of the range of what somebody thinks about if they're thinking about a console. That's not the way a console gamer thinks. And even in general, a lot of people are getting on Linux, and also in general, people want their exclusives. So you can't play those PlayStation games unless you have a PlayStation. You can't play those Nintendo Switch 2 games if you don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. And you're investing into that ecosystem to go to the next hardware, to take it to the next level. And with technology differences and gaps closing, it's not going to be a thing anymore that people need to worry about unless they're not getting their 60 frames, and that's a big thing to them. You know, that's why a lot of people choose performance mode. But, you know, the thing here is that, like I was saying, we're starting to see this shift where it's like, it feels like it's PC, PlayStation, and Nintendo, because the Xbox console is pretty much done. And they're just migrating into and blending into the PC OEM hybrid model, where it's like, but that already exists. You're just going to be this type of PC, but with Xbox aspects on it, kind of like the ROG. Not to say that the Series X is just completely done, because they're still going to be able to have people want to get that if they don't want to get a PlayStation and they want to play GTA because they don't like Sony or something. I don't know. But if you see that 3-month exclusive deal being true, then it's like, whoa, okay, so I only need to wait 3 months to play GTA, if you can wait, on PC. If that's real, I don't know. You know, Rockstar likes to delay stuff. We'll see, though. But that's something that I heard. But I want you guys to let me know what you think when it comes to the discussion of PlayStation versus Xbox and PlayStation versus Xbox comparisons and PS5 Pro, PSSR 2 versus Series X comparisons. Like, I know people wanted to see that because the thing before is like, that was a big thing. But now the PS5 Pro PC war has just blew up. That Cyberpunk 2077 took it to even another level. And I don't know if it's going to be slowing down. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that around the corner. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about that. Leave a comment down below as usual. If you're an Xbox gamer, obviously hang in there. This is not a video about dumping on Xbox, but this is something that's realistically happening in front of everybody's eyes. Not like I made it like that and shaped the world that way. It's like, no, man. If you look around everywhere, what do you see that? No, it's really about that PS5 Pro. And you know, I was just looking at PS5 Pro PC, and like, you know, it's a thing that's kind of like all over the place. If you go to the top, you know, PS5 Pro PC, Cyberpunk 2077, a video that I posted, MBG, is it true that PS5 Pro footage of Cyberpunk 2077 looks so good? People believed it was path trace PC versions, and then like PC monitors, L throwing up things. Cyberpunk on PS5 Pro with Ray Tracing Pro mode holds its own against PC ray tracing. Like, it's a thing that everybody's hearing. This is 63,000, you know, views post, right? And then this guy right here, he's console warring a lot. Porter Rock posting, you know what I mean? If you go down, you're just going to see that that's kind of the thing that's kind of like taken over here a bit in the gaming world lately. Definitely this post, I mean, it hit 1.2 million views. That's how it is at the moment with the PlayStation and the PC drama. It's getting hectic. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Peace out. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. Later.